So it's been a few days now since the last UFC event, and I think we've all had some time to take it in and really think about the result of the fight. I personally wanted to wait a few days before I made this video just so I had some time to really take it all in and make sure I don't jump the gun on any crazy opinion. But my god, did the refs screw Alexander Volkanovski this weekend. I mean, you guys can't look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself and say that Islam Makachev won that fight. I mean, I'm being a little bit crazy here. I know that it was 2-3 either way, so technically it was close. But later in this video, I'm going to point out why Alexander Volkanovski clearly won rounds 2, 3, and 5. Clearly there's a little bit of division on the result of this fight. I mean, look at the two tweets from each fighter. Islam says, just watch the tape and have to be fair. Out of 25 minutes, Volk got the last 1 minute, like an absolute cocky bastard. And Volkanovski said, just watch the fight. I definitely think I won 2, 3, and 5. Surprised I didn't get my hand raised. Let's do the rematch anywhere, anytime. And yeah, like I said, I completely agree with Volk on this. It's actually insane that he didn't win this fight. I thankfully didn't have a bet riding on it, but if I had a big parlay that was going to cash with Volkanovski, there would have been some big issues in my room by myself, punching some shadow box and doing some things like that, because I would have been absolutely furious because he won this fight. Before I get into why Alexander Volkanovski clearly won this fight, I'm going to talk about why he's in a really tough spot right now in the featherweight division. So he's now lost to the lightweight champion. He's now lost his pound for pound #1 rankings. Not officially yet, but I mean, it's going to happen. So where does that put him? That leaves him as the featherweight champion. Not a bad spot. He has a clear, good contender in Yair Rodriguez that I think can excite us all, and I think that's a really good fight. That's not a problem at all. But let's say he gets past Yair, right? So you look at the top 10 rankings in featherweight. You then have Max Holloway, who he's beaten 3 times, not really an option to fight. Brian Ortega, who he beat. I mean, you could do a rematch there, but I don't think anyone's on the edge of their seat for it. Arnold Allen, who's fighting Max Holloway, and let's say he loses to Max Holloway, boom, he's no longer an option. Josh Emmett, who's no longer an option. The Korean Zombie, who he's already beat. Calvin Kattar, who I don't think he's actually beat, but I mean, we all know he would beat the piss out of Calvin Kattar. Giga Chikadze, I mean, maybe, but we're all the way down at rank like number 8 now, you know what I mean? And Ilya Topuria, that is one I actually really would love to see, but Ilya still has a couple fights ahead of him before he gets there, and what is Alexander Volkanovski going to do in the meantime, right? Because number 10 is Mosabar Ivilov, and I want to be honest with you guys, I'm a big UFC fan. I don't know who this guy is, and I had no disrespect to him. I'm going to have to do some research. Maybe I've just missed him on a couple cards. I watched literally every card, including Fight Night, for years. But I mean, you're getting pretty low on the ranking poll there, and we're already down on 10, and I've listed maybe one good option after his next fight with Yair. So it brings the point, what is he going to do for the next few years, right? Like, let's say Islam goes on, defends his title a few times, then maybe you can do a rematch then. I think everybody would be down for it then. But I don't think there's any chance in hell that Islam's team, remember he's managed by Ali, they're not going to accept an immediate rematch or a rematch anytime soon. They're going to want to build his legacy. He's already got that under his belt now, right? So if he can't go up and challenge the lightweight champion, he's never going to make featherweight and challenge, what, Henry Cejudo or whoever wins that fight. And all of his contenders are, you know, pretty good, but he's already beaten the piss out of most of them, or they've just beaten the piss out of each other in the most unfortunate ways for him. What is he going to do over the next few years? I genuinely don't know. I'm interested to see how it plays out for him. I just hope he doesn't go down the route of like an Israel Adesanya or a Kamaru Usman, where, you know, he just fights these guys, but we all know he's going to win. The betting odds aren't exciting. The fight isn't exciting. The build-up isn't exciting. You know, we all want to see somebody who can actually step up and make us think there's maybe a chance, right? So we'll see. I think he's got a big problem. I'm interested to see how he plays it off over the next couple years with his management team, what fights he accepts. If he's lucky, Arnold Allen comes in and knocks out Max Holloway. That gives him another fight after that. But besides that, I really don't know what he's going to do. So now I want to get in a little more about why Volk clearly won that fight. And this is my personal opinion. I'd love to hear what you guys think, but I really think Volk won that fight. You have to think of it like this, right? Who else has nullified the Dagestani wrestling to any similar degree like Volkanovski has? I'm waiting. Pretty much nobody, right? And I know that, of course, does not win you the fight. But Islam got maybe 1 or 2 successful takedowns in the entire fight, and he did nothing with it. There was no significant submission attempts. The only thing he did was a body lock and hold on for dear life. And I'll even be a generous man. I'll give him the round. I'll say he got round 1 because of that. But round 2 was all Volkanovski, clearly. Round 3 was close. You can give it to Islam. In rounds 4 and 5, there was no successful takedowns. Volkanovski was the one actually reversing, pushing him up against the cage, landing the bigger shots, landing more significant strikes. It just seems ridiculous to me that Volkanovski lost this fight. I don't think I need to go further into detail. I'm sure the Weasel has a video out that breaks each round down. But I've rewatched the fight, and I just think Volkanovski was robbed. And it really sucks, because he could have gone from being champ, having all the lightweight contenders, giving himself more time to build the featherweight contenders up, having himself as the GOAT status, essentially. And now with one bad judging decision, he's now stuck in the spot I outlined earlier. So I feel bad for Volk. He's definitely earned more of my respect this weekend. I already loved him as a fighter, but goddamn, that guy is absolutely crazy. Overall card rating, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I think it was good towards the end, but a lot of the prelims didn't excite me too much. And from a betting perspective, there wasn't too many pick'ems matches that I was very confident in. A lot of it was strong favorites, underdogs, and I actually thought Randy Brown might have got the win, but he got absolutely destroyed. And Tyson Pedro, I thought he would win, and he also got destroyed. So, that doesn't really matter in terms of how good the card was or not, but, I've definitely seen better cards. The main event carried it. I'm so much more looking forward to the next couple pay-per-views coming up here, though. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Did Volkanovski win this fight? Do you think he'll be okay for the next couple years in his career? Who is he going to fight for his next 3 fights? Let me know. I'll see you guys later.